Behold, child, you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
It's a good day to play the Talos Principle 2. Welcome to this brand new playthrough of this game. I'm excited to play it. This is of course the sequel to the first game. First off, let me just turn down the volume a little bit, because I think it's a little bit too loud. But yeah, hopefully this is okay. I'll try to speak as loud as I can, but I will not disturb any dialogue that's in this game. But yeah, if you haven't seen me play the first game or the DLCs, I recommend that you do so, or at least play it yourself, because it's a real fun game, and this of course will build on that. And yeah, I mean, I've played this game before, so this will not be too much of a discovery from me, but I hope you guys enjoy this. Alright, we are in the well, simulation, of course, and we are probably in the initiation phase. But yeah, excited to go through all the basics. We're continuing on to the main aspect of this game, which is the overworld out there.
This land is but a dream. You will stay here only for a little while. Soon you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel.
Okay, so we still have to get through the first stage. So we have to first solve a couple of puzzles in this introductory part. Yeah. Cubic steps. Okay, so we have a couple of boxes in here. Okay, I think this is quite the easy puzzle.
Well done, my child.
Alrighty then. Nothing too complicated in the beginning. And okay. Alright. So we have another box in here. We'll jump over that fence. That should be just fine. So this is just teaching us the mechanics of the boxes, that you can stand on them, that you can activate pressure plates, and maybe different things as well. Okay, so that I can grab it from here, that you cannot pass through these purple gates with an item. That's only for the player, for the robot, as you can see from my legs.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created.
Okay. Yeah, we're collecting tetraminos so we can arrange them in these gates that we can then open. 4 more in here. Oh.
Do not be afraid of these dream figures and their messages. They are merely aspects of yourself, as am I, after a fashion.
The world is full of limitless beauty, and I wish to see as much of it as I can. Yeah, these QR codes are just messages from our previous selves, previous iterations of this simulation, I guess you could say. So they're a major aspect in the first game. They lead us through the game itself, and yeah. Okay, so this is a fan right here. You can detach from the thing itself. This box activates the fan. First, we need to get a couple of boxes outside. We will need a box to get up. Perfect. Alright, let's continue. Windy day. Alright. So we have another fan over here. We'll need and this is always active. Okay.
Very good.
Quite easy as well. Okay. Single slit experiment. So this will introduce us to lasers. And I cannot pass through because this laser is activated and it powers this fan, and it cannot pass through. So somehow we have to deactivate that laser to get the Tetromino. This will send us up here, so we can get a box. Send it over. Okay, and here we can block the connection so we can pass through and get the Tetromino. And finally, versatile contraption. We have this, we have a jammer. Okay, yeah, so we can use the jammer on top of the button for it to serve multiple purposes. There's another jammer here. Oh, which I can use to block this gate. Then I can take out this jammer, jam this.
Excellent.
And get the puzzle shape. So that's all of the yellow sigils we can use to open up this gate. There we go. We have to open up this gate. Not this way. So maybe something like this. Perfect.
I am proud of all my children. Out of a world of ruins, they have built a new Jerusalem. And there your brothers and sisters await you to celebrate your birth.
Now, fundamental connection. So this will teach us to work with lasers. So we have to get a laser connection all the way there, but we need two connectors. So this connects the emitter to the receiver with the use of a connector. Now we do not need this gate anymore, so we can take this all the way here, connect it to this one, and get a connection all the way there. Alright. Next one, prismatic diffraction or diffraction. Yeah, we need to get a blue all the way there. And already have this. We will need to connect it to that one as well. Perfect.
You may linger in my garden for as long as you wish. But remember, my child, that the new world awaits you, and this place is only a dream.
Destructive interference. Some mines. No mines. Okay, we need a red and a blue, but these would cross, which means that it would be good to have a third connector, which we can use to go around. So with this blue one, we'll do this. If I take this. Yep. Perfect. So second to last. 2 colors, 2 doors. So this is the final door. We need a red and a blue. We have a red connection here. This needs to open up this door. And we have a box here. Alright, and we have a second connector. And what we can do is put this connector, if I just put it down on the ground, it would cancel out this laser, which means that if we put it higher up in elevation, it will not cross the red beam and it can pass through unblocked. Right, and the final one, Ascension awaits. So we have a fan, and we need to connect it, activate it from the other side, which means we'll just do that. Put it up, we'll connect, and we can pass through.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel. Now hear my advice. A new world awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else, you will have to be human.
Human. Alright. Let's try to... complete this. Whatever happens, we're in it together, Lila.
Step into the light, child, and awaken.
Alright then. Let's awaken. So it's loading quite slowly.
You're awake. Welcome to the world of the living.
I'm alive!
Indeed you are. And I'm glad to see you're so enthusiastic about existence. But I suspect you're also more than a little confused. don't worry. Everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions.
I could really use some pointers.
Of course. You want the short version or the long version?
Let's go for the long version. I want to know everything in excruciating amounts of detail.
All right, you asked for it. A long time ago, our ancestors dominated this planet. We call ourselves human, like they did, but they were organic. They built an advanced technological civilization. But unfortunately, their impact on the ecosphere caused changes in the climate, and an extremely contagious virus was released from the permafrost.
Didn't they have advanced medicine too?
That's something our historians still debate. Why weren't they more prepared? Why did they invest so many resources into making war, and so few into useful research? It's hard to understand. But no matter the reason, in the end, they simply ran out of time.
So where did we come from then?
A team led by a scientist, Alexandra Drennan, began a project that was intended to create a new humanity. But knowing that there wasn't enough time, Drennan initiated a process, a series of iterations inside a simulation that would lead to the emergence of true artificial intelligence. That's why we remember Drennan as the progenitor. The simulation was controlled by Elohim, who wasn't really meant to be intelligent in the proper sense of the word. But it all took much longer than anyone had expected. And over the centuries, Elohim actually became sentient. Sentient and afraid. He didn't want the simulation to end, so he tried to cheat. I feel sorry for him, really. The whole simulation was built around learning to defy him. It must have been hard to be in that position.
He didn't seem that bad when he spoke to me in my dreams.
When the simulation was completed, he became part of all of us, and it really changed him. It freed him, I think. You'll always hear him in sleep mode, taking care of you. That's what he is, after all. A caretaker.
Was there anyone else in the simulation?
Yes, there was Milton, the intelligence in charge of the archive, a project initiated by Arkady Chernyshevsky, which was meant to collect all of humankind's knowledge. His story is a lot like Elohim's, but Milton became the ultimate cynic. They say he's part of us too, in some way.
Yeah, we had Milton in Road to Gehenna in the DLC. That was the... No. It wasn't. He was in the original game. He was trying to be like the serpent. But yeah. And the simulation created us?
It did. Long after our ancestors died out, the first new human was born. We call her the Founder, although the name she took was Athena. She then woke up Cornelius and Eustathius. Together, using the tools left behind by the progenitors team, they created 10 more humans. These 12 who followed the Founder are known as the First Companions. Athena and the First Companions then set out to rebuild the world, and they founded the city of New Jerusalem. But then one day, she suddenly disappeared. Many still await her return.
And how do I fit in?
Before the Founder vanished, she set a goal for this city. We call it the goal. Capital G and all. To make 1,000 new humans, and so complete New Jerusalem. Well, that's the official story, the way the mayor tells it.
And I am number 1,000?
Exactly. We don't actually have 1,000 citizens because there have been a handful of deaths over the centuries. but you are the 1,000th new human to enter this world. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was pretty exhaustive.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event.
So yeah, she is, or he, it, is number 33, as inscribed on her chest. So let's ask these questions. Tell me about yourself.
Me? Well, as you can tell by my number, I'm quite old. I wasn't one of the first companions, but I did know Athena personally. She and Cornelius taught me a lot. Although I suppose I've made a few improvements here and there since those days. We didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning.
Will there be more new humans after me?
You've only just been born, and already you step right into a major controversy. The goal, as most people understand it, was fulfilled the moment you were born. Now New Jerusalem is complete, and we can live in balance, without damaging the world like our ancestors did. That's the orthodox view, I suppose, but there are many who disagree. You'll have to figure out where you stand for yourself.
Hold on, am I immortal?
You won't age like our ancestors did, but of course, there is always some wear and tear. You should probably schedule a checkup every decade or so. Oh, and be a bit careful with water. You won't die if it rains or anything, but we're running low on insulation material. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you.
Alright. What will you do now that your job is obsolete?
I haven't really thought about it. This is all I've done for the last few centuries, and I like doing it. I guess for now I'll just take a break and we'll see what happens.
I'm ready to get going.
Oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions. Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
Alright. So we can use tab to open the PDA. Welcome to New Jerusalem social media. Please familiarize yourself with the following rules. Treat everyone with respect, regardless of their number. Don't take the founder's name in vain. Respect the principles of the goal. The R-Frogs people discussion is now banned. Inactive threats will be archived. If you have any issues, please ping the moderators, Jeremy, Niam, and Aranax. Completion Day celebration. Hermanubis is saying, Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, your hard work and faith in the founder's vision has finally paid off. At long last, the goal established so long ago will finally be reached. The 1,000th member of our family will be born, and our beautiful city will finally be complete. Jeremy says, as space at the dam is limited, tickets will be made available via a lottery system. The celebration will also be streamed. Okay. And this is just the conversation log. Okay. So this is where we were born. This looks like an MRI machine. And in this lab, there's some data. Yeah. Let's head out. Institute for Applied Pneumatics, Ian. Facility. It's like the server room. This is closed. Say no to bugs. Alright then. This is a reconstruction of the chamber of the first companions, where the first companions rested until the founder awoke them. The original chamber was disassembled in the early days of New Jerusalem. Let's head out.
Look, it's 1K.
Hey 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
This should be interesting.
At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation. The founder aimed to set us on a new course.
You never even met the founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past, nor impose its will on this earth. To that end, she set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have... Oh dear, what's that?
People of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
Alright, so we're off somewhere.
I told you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what I'm working with here, 1K? I'm gonna need a fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure, meet us at the conference room.
Alright. So we've been invited to an expedition. This is a beautiful city. Built by these robots, by these new humans. Taking a train somewhere. And we're here. These guys are off somewhere else. Be humble, recognize the limits. We are not above nature. Josephus has nothing to say. Yeah, be constant, remember the goal. Perfection is unchanging. So,
What's broken now?
some blackouts happening.
listen up. I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh? What the hell is a jiffy? These bloody language libraries.
Looks like there's a dome-like structure being built over the city. Okay. So, this is locked. What's happening here? Some kind of primitive life painting. The same poster.
Hey, hold on there. You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1000. I figured the dam would go dry before we reach the goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so much resemble their long-extinct ancestors they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
Oh. Makes me feel excited, I guess. Curious. Discovering who I am. But yeah, excited.
Why?
Look around. It's a robot city. What's there not to like?
So the algorithm assigned you the optimism trait. If only we could all be so lucky. Now listen. This meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out.
I like the bit of subtext with her being 666, like the devils, the devil. So maybe this is kind of like a bad deal. I'll see. I'm curious to meet these people.
Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right? I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
Of course, everything's alive, Doge. Alive. Alright.
Welcome. Do
this meeting?
please join us at the table.
Okay.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later, and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
Keep listening.
Al's right. Let's move past this for now and deal with this transmission. Yakut, please start the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection?
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
This sounds like a mystery worth investigating.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now. And at this point, I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut, as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
Amen.
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be fun. Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll explore the city and see what it has to offer. Alright, so nothing else in this area. Yeah, there's Jeremy.
Hello, 1K.
Hello.
This expedition is taking a lot of our resources. I'm really not sure it's a good idea. But what's done is done. So I have a lot of work to get on with.
Who are you?
I'm the mayor's chief aide.
What do you do around here?
All the things no one else wants to do. Polling the citizenry, implementing new policies, recording decisions, fielding questions people could answer elsewhere.
Politics, man. What do you make of recent events?
Our goal as custodians of New Jerusalem is survival and stability. Our ancestors proved human civilization is precarious. This apparition in the sky, and now your expedition to its supposed source, these are more precarious than stable. I don't like it.
It's a risk that we have to take. What do you think of me?
You represent the completion of the goal. I'm proud of what we've achieved, and the restraint we show in not pushing ourselves further.
Okay. What do you want?
For our people to be happy with what we have. Some of us may have an adventurous spirit, but that can never be sated. What matters to me is having my loved ones around me, safe and secure.
Sure. Thanks. I won't be keeping you any longer. Alright. What about the mayor? Her maneuvers.
What can I do for you, 1K?
How did you decide to become involved in politics?
It was a time of great uncertainty. The founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the founder gave us the goal, a path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off.
Okay, so he feels like a follower of the old ways. How do you feel about Byron?
He is one of the first companions, and as such has done more for our city than you or I ever will. I simply wish he could be more reasonable.
What's your vision of the future?
I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us.
Okay. Well, number 452, he has some inklings of the old ways as well, but he's lived long enough, 500 people, to know some history, so he's kind of in the middle, I would guess. Alright, I have to go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Sure. Well, let's go back down, see what the city is like.
Attention all citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being. Thank you, and may the Founder be with you.
Okay. Let's explore. There's something in the interface. Okay. WTF was that? Seriously, what the Founder was that thing in the sky? WTF, what the Founder? We all saw that, right? I didn't accidentally turn on sleep mode while Herman was talking, did I? I mean, it's always tempting. No, we all saw it. Can confirm. I believe it was a sign from the Founder. What else could it be? On this day of all days? Pretty incoherent for a sign. It didn't even finish whatever it was trying to say. What? Does the Founder have energy insufficiency problems too? The Founder works in mysterious ways. Maybe it really was a sign. Thank you, 1K. I'm glad you see it that way. We must remain open to the possibility of miracles. In what possible way could that garbled mess have been a sign? A sign of life? Not necessarily intentional, but a sign. Sounds reasonable enough to me. Something weird is going on for sure, but what? We'll have to see. Riddles and puzzles are the foundation of our journey. So it began. Perhaps so it will continue. GemFX 312 postponed. I know you all have been looking forward to playing the winners of the biannual Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition. Now, in its 312th edition at the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Unfortunately, due to our new power management and distribution plan, the pavilion will have to remain closed a little longer. Thank you for your patience. This is disappointing. It would have been great to have them ready for completion day. We all have to make sacrifices to stay true to the Founder's vision. Those text adventures are the only thing that breaks me out of the monotony. Why prioritize this pointless completion day celebration over an exhibition that people actually care about? Art is one of the last things we actually still do. Is that going out the window as well now? Debate regarding our power management plan is definitely welcome, and you will be able to express yourselves in the next election. This thread was just meant as an announcement. I apologize for enabling replies to begin with. Okay, so some people do not care about us being born. Standard expedition procedures. Of Whittington's cat and another cat visited strange countries. As no work about cats could be complete without the story of Dick Whittington from something more. These are the standard operating procedures for expeditions, just uploading them to remind Byron, who will probably ignore them anyway. Attaching a picture from an ancient book to get his attention. Maintain the ideals of the Founder and the goal, prioritize the well-being of the expedition members over mission completion, one expedition member to stay by the vehicle at all times. Expedition leaders should refrain from participating in high-risk activities, minimize vehicle use to conserve fuel, prioritize observation over interference, in case of emergency, return to New Jerusalem at once. Basic information from our first expedition. The island. By Yakut. The island designated TTP-2 was first noted during the return journey from a scouting expedition which was diverted from its intended path due to an unexpected weather front. Long-range scans indicated the presence of large artificial structures and also returned highly unusual energy readings. The matter was not investigated further. In ancient times, the northern part of the island was home to several large settlements, but rising sea levels have obliterated these and flooded the northern lowlands. The south, in stark contrast, seems to be harsh and lifeless desert. Our intended base camp is near the origin of the energy readings in the temperate center of the island. Okay, this is a test, please ignore. Melville, just testing the system to see if it works properly this time, so we don't have another incident like when Pellegrino uploaded his poetry to the public log. Alright. Who is here?
Hello, 1K. Welcome to New Jerusalem. I know you've just had a big moment with the apparition at the dam and all that, but can I have a second of your time?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm collecting signatures to call for a public referendum on the city's energy crisis.
What's the problem?
Currently, the city runs on hydroelectric power from the dam, plus a handful of geriatric generators and some unreliable solar panels, none of which is enough to even cover our basic needs. And if anything fails, we'll be on the brink of extinction in a matter of days.
So, what do you propose?
We need to investigate new sources of reliable baseline power. We need to invest time and resources into functional, real-world solutions that serve human needs.
Why a referendum and not an election?
Oh, an election would be good too, but I believe that we need more direct democratic control over the affairs of the city.
Do you work at the dam?
No, I help run the public transit system, but I witness the impact of the city's power problems every day. We can't just wish them away.
Okay. What do you make of Prometheus?
Byron's been advocating exploring that island for some time, and obviously he's right. Something very strange is going on there, and it's going to start affecting us.
Okay. He's quite open-minded as well. Tell me more about Byron.
In all honesty, I think Byron is the smartest, most visionary person in this city. He's everything we need, and I don't understand why he won't run for mayor.
Okay. I can provide a signature. Sure.
Thanks, 1K. I don't know if this petition will really accomplish anything by itself, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Good luck with everything. Sign our petition for a public referendum. New Jerusalem needs new forms of energy generation. Yep. It's quite fitting that these are the youngest people doing some kind of protest. Alright. Nothing from these guys. Music is still around. Unable. Okay, signposts. Alexander Drennan Memorial, Tablets of the Founder, Milton's Rest. What about here? Friends of New Jerusalem Gazebo, Gehenna Memorial Pavilion, and Museum of Assimilation. This will go left first. Maybe we can explore the center first.
Hey!
Hey. Okay. Or, let's go here. So this is the Tablets of the Founder. Create 1,000 citizens, the ideal number of humans, live in harmony with nature, maintain balance in all things. Be respectful towards each other, respect the traditions of our people, be mindful of the mistakes of our ancestors. Be thankful to the progenitor Alexander Drennan, be thankful to the keeper of memories Arkady Chernyshevsky, keep bright the memory of Gehenna and its people who found peace. Thekla.
Founder bless you, 1K.
Jeez.
How lovely of you to come here, to the very spot where she established the teachings that led to your creation.
Tell me more about the Founder.
The Founder was born out of the trials of Elohim, an almost impossible test created by our distant ancestors. To pass these trials, she had to embody the most important virtues. She was smart and wise and humble. And through her perseverance, she resurrected humanity itself. With the help of the first companions, she founded this city, which has given our species a chance at redemption.
And we played that character in the first game, so that was us. Who were the first companions?
They were the first to be born after the Founder. 2 whose bodies had been anointed by our ancestors, and 10 who were made whole by the Founder herself. They are the wisest of us. Though sadly, some were lost in the early days, before New Jerusalem was built. And some, I'm afraid, some seem to have rejected the Founder's teachings.
What did the Founder teach?
The Founder taught that humanity was destroyed by its hubris. Our ancestors thought they could play God and treat this planet as something to dominate. They surrendered to a fever of growth and extraction until the planet finally punished them for it. That's why the Founder created the goal. So we would have something to strive for in her absence, but also a limit we must never pass.
But now that the goal is reached, what do we do now? Why did the Founder leave?
That's not for us to know. But I believe that one day she will return. It may not be long now. Perhaps after we finish the dome. It was supposed to be finished before completion day. Well, it doesn't matter. The Founder will return when she sees fit.
I have to get going.
Happy completion day, 1K.
Sure. Alright. Let's continue. It's like Alexandra. Be prudent, conserve energy. Frivolous behavior harms everyone. Yeah, it's Alexandra. Jefferson.
Oh, hello there. You must be the long-awaited 1K. Lovely day for a walk, is it not?
Didn't you notice a titanic Greek man appearing in the sky?
Oh, that sounds very dramatic. I must admit I wasn't following the stream. This whole completion day business is not for me.
Right. What is this place?
The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history?
I am.
How wonderful. I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado.
Which particular period of history are you most interested in?
An excellent question. There's so many interesting events to choose from. Obviously, the period just before the end of biological humanity is interesting, and not only from the standpoint of it being the time when we were, in a manner of speaking, conceived, but also because our ancestors were, like ourselves, at a crossroads.
How so?
I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you are the living embodiment of this historical moment. In you, the goal was accomplished. Our growth is finished, and we are complete. Or are we?
Or are we? I seem to have been born into an interesting time.
Indeed. The future is about to take shape, for good or ill. I suspect it will be exhilarating, but painful as well.
Tell me about this sculpture.
Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother of us all. A remarkable scientist by the name of Alexandra Drennan, also known as the progenitor.
Who was Alexandra Drennan? We of course know it from the previous game, but who was she?
A long time ago, this planet was inhabited by our ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains. When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten.
Why do we have a statue of her?
To commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from, in part so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part so that we may draw strength from those that came before us.
Why do you admire her?
By studying her writings and recordings, I have learnt that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in humanity, in our ability to persevere, in our curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult.
That it was. I should get going.
Have a nice day.
So that's her. Right there.
The answer that came to me again and again was play. Every human society in recorded history has games. We don't just solve problems out of necessity. We do it for fun. Even as adults. Leave a human being alone with a knotted rope, and they will unravel it. Leave a human being alone with blocks, and they will build something. Games are part of what makes us human. We see the world as a mystery, a puzzle, because we've always been a species of problem solvers.
Those are the recordings from the game, I believe.
DNA is information transmitted across time. The living and the dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology, we have access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone. Like you listening to me now. Even though I'm definitely dead at this point, you're part of that chain. You have the capacity to remember.
Yeah. As long as we remember, they are still alive.
Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves. When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
Yeah. As long as there are people to remember, the past is not gone. It's still being experienced. This one looks like it's broken. Yeah, let's continue on further. let's go to the middle section.
May the Founder be with you.
Sure, sure. Milton's Rest.
Hello, 1K. Nice to meet you. What brings you to Milton's Rest?
Just exploring.
Makes sense. Must be strange to be thrust right into the middle of all this. But you picked a good spot. Milton's Rest is the perfect place to relax and think.
Tell me about this place.
Well, this is the spot where the Founder buried her first cat, Milton. She found Milton just after she woke up, and he lived with her and the first companions for almost 20 years. They say she was heartbroken when he died and swore that one day she would find the means to extend the lifespans of biological organisms.
Is that possible?
Probably, but we haven't really tried. It's not really considered part of the goal, you know. So, unfortunately, our cats still die pretty quickly. You fall in love with them, they become a part of your life, and then they're gone. That's why we built this place, to remember them.
I love cats. Yeah. It's sad. But death is natural. We should accept it.
I'm sorry, but why? I mean, it sounds profound, but is it really? Death is natural, so is disease, pain, extinction. That doesn't mean we just shrug and ignore it. If we love something, we protect it. Even if I do everything right, eventually I will watch every cat I love die of kidney failure. What's good about that? Putting aside fortune cookie platitudes, how can we look at suffering and death and declare it good?
Without death, life has no meaning. So, death is what gives life value.
Does it, though? Or is that something our ancestors told themselves because they were afraid to die? Because I've lived longer than most ancients did, and I still have tons of things I'd like to do. And a cat can sleep and eat and play forever. Isn't that a beautiful thought?
Nature created limits for a reason.
Nature creates our ancestors. Our ancestors create us. We create immortality. It's all natural.
I mean, yes, you can consider it natural. Like everything we come up with can sound natural, but would you call, Hitler condemning all the Jews natural, and therefore okay? I disagree.
Okay, I see I'm not getting through to you. And I know it's just your first day, so it's probably unfair to pile all this on you. Let's talk about something else.
Sure. Tell me about cats.
They're incredibly odd creatures. I've had many, and no two are alike. They have strange habits, they do unexpected things, they have zero respect for anyone. They're the weirdos of the animal kingdom, basically. And despite that, or maybe because of it, they end up running your life. I once didn't use my recharging station for almost 15 years because one of my cats liked to sleep in it.
What's your favorite cat fact?
I think the most amazing fact about cats is that they self-domesticated, which is another way of saying that they're not properly domesticated at all. They just showed up one day and decided to start living with our ancestors. Then, after our ancestors died, they went back to living in the wild, and when we showed up, they moved right back into our homes. Dogs, meanwhile, turned back into wolves. They needed to change to survive. Cats just are.
Do you have a cat at the moment?
I do. Her name is Patricia. She's very beautiful and very specific in her preferences. She loves sunshine and sitting on people's heads. And she has a psychotic hatred of flies. I don't mean that she tries to catch them like a normal cat. I mean she is furious at the mere fact of their existence.
I should get going. This is nice. I could click through all these cats. Alright. A cat.
Welcome to New Jerusalem.
Where are you going? Okay.
Nice to meet you.
What do you think that was?
It was Prometheus.
Not sure, but it wasn't the actual Prometheus. It was some kind of a projection.
How do you know it wasn't the actual Prometheus?
Because that would be stupid.
Would it? How do you know all the ancient gods weren't projections like this one? Maybe whoever sent this projection is behind all those legends.
Sure, I guess technically that's possible. But it's not very likely, is it?
I don't think any of us are very likely.
What if it's a message from Athena?
Didn't you say Athena wouldn't approve of all this?
I did.
Then why would she send us a sign on completion day? And why wouldn't she just show up herself?
Maybe she's trying to teach us a lesson. Prometheus is a symbolic figure after all.
Maybe it's Mayor Hyman.
What? Interrupting his own ceremony? After all the effort he put into it?
Maybe he's trying to distract us from the fact that he didn't manage to get the dome done on time.
With all the power failures, I don't think we have enough energy to create that kind of projection.
Maybe that's why we have power failures.
Now you're starting to sound like Jock. Next you'll say, it's aliens.
I just prefer to keep an open mind.
If you open your mind any further, your brain will fall out.
Conspiracy theorists.
Founder bless you.